Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Reverend June Clark, and I am your practitioner for today. And I welcome you, I bless you, and I am so excited to be here this morning. And I am going to start the service with reading our Science of Mind point of view. So knowing that we are blessed in this space, just settle into your space and we will begin, and then I will do our invocation. Science of Mind point of view. Taoism is part philosophy, part religion. It emphasizes doing what is natural, going with the flow in accordance with the Tao, a cosmic force which flows through all things. According to Ernest Holmes, the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Say that again. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. The inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to this inner voice, for it tells of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of freedom which the soul craves. So with these words and with this focus of opening our service this morning, let's just relax and breathe in. And those of you who are on the Zoom and those of you who are on the telephone, here in our sanctuary, we bring our hearts to yours, knowing that the unfoldment of this particular service this morning on July 26, 2020. Just relax if you choose to close your eyes and go within. And accept that the presence of God radiates itself from this sanctuary into every heart and into every home. And knowing that God's presence is here in this sanctuary, our wonderful miracle center. And this service is in divine and perfect order as it unfolds itself, bringing to us every word that we need to hear, every blessing that it brings forth. Open your heart, open your mind, knowing that the unfoldment of this service this morning is divine, it is blessed. And our speaker, Reverend Theresa, is blessed this morning as she brings forth the message. Knowing that this is the truth, I simply allow it to be, and so it is. So at this time in our service, it gives my heart a song to sing as we welcome Reverend Theresa Slusher to the podium for our message.
Thank you, Reverend June. Thank you for that lovely, beautiful invocation. It is truly my privilege, and I feel truly blessed and excited to be here with everyone, Miracle Centers for Spiritual Living. You know, Taoism, Reverend June talked about Taoism, and Taoism is actually attributed to an ancient philosopher, Lao Tzu, a Chinese ancient philosopher. However, modern thinkers today think that perhaps he was a legendary figure, maybe not even real. So it's a compilation of thinkers. What Taoism is going with the flow, the ebb and the flow of life. It's just a theory, but maybe there's truth in that. It's going with that flow without attachment. And one's ultimate goal is to attain peace, to feel peace, to feel freedom, to be free in this thing that we call life. Taoism has opposing forces. We look at opposing forces, hot, cold, up, down. These opposing forces do not work against each other. They work with each other. I'm going to take you into a little exercise. So if you will, pay attention to your breath with me. Just pay attention to your breath. And breathe in. Just breathe in a nice, deep, refreshing breath. And then just breathe out that nice, beautiful breath. Just breathe it out. Just breathe in. And breathe out. See, the Tao is yin and yang, acid and alkaline, up and down, cold and hot, chained and free. As I said, these opposing forces work together in harmony. Hot and cold create warm. It's a natural flow. And in your breath, in your breathing and your breathing out, did you say one was better than the other? Did you say your in-breath was better than the out-breath? No. Absolutely. They worked together for that whole harmonious cycle of your breath. We don't need to force our breath. In fact, we don't even need to think about our breathing, do we? We don't judge our breath. We don't say better, worse. And if you follow the way of the Tao, then peace becomes natural. In New Thought thinking, we refer to this the thing itself, the invisible essence, source, that is and flows through law with unlimited power and creative intelligence. Life itself flowing and present everywhere. This source creates our individual experience. This source creates our individual experience according to the direction of our thought and our belief and our intention. According to our thought, according to our belief, and according to our intention. The thing itself moves through us, and our thoughts and beliefs bind this energy into form, into manifestation, into our experience of this thing we call life. See, it's not I that do the work, but it is the spirit within me that does the work. I am just a conduit. I'm a conduit for the divine. We are all this conduit. When life is flowing through us, we take that life force energy, and through our thoughts, we collapse that thought into manifestation. We're creative beings, sourced by the divine creator. However, we have thoughts, and they can imprison us. One way we bind or imprison ourselves is when we let that proverbial monkey mind, ooh, I can't say that word, block our true essence. There's an endless stream of chatter that leaves us feeling overwhelmed, confused, paralyzed. We get our fear-based thoughts just running rampant through our mind, and oh, holy cow, are we at peace? Do we feel free? We feel bound up in, I was gonna say stupidity, but none of us are stupid really. And we can free ourselves, see, because we have this inner genius working through us. When we begin to understand that we create our experiences with our thoughts, we employ not only faith and courage, but we feel what is operating within us and through us and as us, that divine nature of who we are. When we think we can, we can. When we think we can't, we can't. True. And the universe law says yes, yes, and yes, and more yes. If you think you can, you can't. If you think you can, you can. That voice in our head is really that little ego self, that little voice that tells us that we're not good enough, we're not strong enough, we're not big enough. But we are powerful. We have the power to choose our thoughts. Yes, indeed, we have the power to choose our thoughts. And we know that love is the answer. Living in the flow. We can stop identifying with that little small voice that wants to create that havoc, that wants to take us down and feel little, that we're not worthy or we're not big enough. We can take that little ego self and realize that we are more than that little self. We are a divine being, our true essence. We are the awareness behind that voice. So when we practice living in the flow, we are becoming aware of our awareness. We can truly transform your life, our lives. We can actually take our thinking and transform the world. We can do this when we're paying attention to our thoughts through meditation, practicing the silence, journaling, reading Holy Scriptures. These can all assist us to get into the flow and to help us let go of that little ego and embrace our true divine essence. There's a term in Taoism called Wu Wei. Wu Wei means without attachment. One of the fundamental tenets of Taoism is this Wu Wei. It means without intent, and it can be extended to mean action without attachment. I've heard it called inaction or effortless action as well. So when we release our attachment to an outcome and simply allow things to be as they are, we tap into that awareness, into that power that is limitless. That power works in us, through us, and as us. We are living in the way, the Tao. Live in acceptance of your own nature. Love all beings, including yourself, because it's all good. It's all God. This includes your perceived not so good qualities as well. It's what makes us the whole person. It's what makes us the whole world. True freedom lies in knowing that we do not need to harness this power. We only need to be aware of it and receptive to it. There is a Dallas story of an old farmer who worked his crops for many, many years. He had lovely, lovely, lovely neighbors. And one day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his lovely neighbors come running over saying, "Oh my God, such horrible news. We heard your horse ran away." He said, "Maybe." And the next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses. And the neighbors, loving neighbors, were ecstatic and came running over to his house. And they said, "Oh my God, 1 horse. Now you have 4 horses because it brought you 3 wild horses." And he said, "Maybe." And one day, his son was riding one of the wild horses, trying to break it, domesticate it. And the horse would have nothing to do with that. And he threw the farmer's son off, and the son fell and broke his leg. Of course, all these lovely neighbors, these wonderful neighbors, come running over saying, "Oh, we heard about your son. Oh, you must be distraught. Oh, how horrible of an ordeal. Your son has a broken leg." And the farmer says, "Maybe." And the next day, the very next day, the military was coming through all of the villages and the nation, and it came upon the farmer's house. They wanted to conscript all of the young men into the military. And when they came knocking on the farmer's house, they saw that the farmer's son had a broken leg. And they said, oh, we can't take you. So all of the lovely, wonderful neighbors came running over to the farmer's house and said, oh, what a blessing, your son could not be entered into the military because of his broken leg. And the farmer said, maybe. See, the farmer was wise. He accepted everything that happens in life. He recognized that all that happens in life is neither good or bad. He just went with the flow. He was living in unison. He was living in alignment with the eternal force which moves through and binds all things. I have a personal story I'm going to share with you. This happened in 2018. I was up in an airplane. Things were going good. The ride was smooth. Now, I'm sure everyone here has probably flown in a plane. Pretty much everybody flies these days. Well, not these days, not lately. But we have a history of flying in this country since I was young. And turbulence, we've all experienced turbulence, right? Rough turbulence, not so rough turbulence, it's turbulence. Never in my life have I experienced what happened on this flight. As I said, we're flying along, everything's really nice, and I kind of expect a little bit of turbulence now and then, but this plane, all of a sudden, I don't know, I don't understand airplane terminology or anything, but what I felt was a rapid descent of this plane, and it felt like it was going, gone. Everybody around me is screaming. It's chaotic. It is hell. And I'm like, well, my first thought was, there's no place for me to go. And so in my practicing the present and meditation and knowing these principles of science of mind, I was able to compose myself and go in within and tap into that power within me and say, if this is my last day, it's my last day. I was completely at peace. I felt, even though there was chaos around me, I felt completely at peace. Now, my thought was not maybe, but my thought was, I am at peace. And then I saw a vision. Now, mind you, we're high velocity going down, 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 down. Not like that, but like, and this vision was, I saw myself rising up out of the ashes like the phoenix. And I'm like, oh, and then we're flying again. I could have said maybe, but what I said is, let there be peace. And there was peace. Could have been my last day. I did have a few other thoughts, and that was my kids and my husband. I knew that they would miss me. Neil Donald Walsh says to live your life without expectation, without the need for specific results. That is freedom. That is godliness. He says that is how I live. But I would like to say that without specific results, you can expect that source is always flowing and flows always through us and as us. Source flows as law, always creating. It is in the divine urge to know itself through us and as us. Ernest Holmes tells us how to use this law. I have a reading that Reverend June is going to come up here and share with us. And then after she shares the reading, I'm inviting you to just sit back and listen to a beautiful song that we have queued up for you. And after the song, I'm going to guide us in a meditation.
The reading for this morning is, there is no doubt about the immutability and the availability of the law. The law is infinite. It is right where we happen to be at any given time. It occupies all space and fills every form with differentiations of itself. The law also flows through us because it flows through everything. And since we exist, it must be in and through us. This is the crux of the whole matter. Infinite, immutable as the law is, ever present and available, it must be the potential possibility of all human probability. It must flow through us in order to manifest as us. And that's from The Science of Mind, page 55.2. And our song is entitled Here and Now.
Oh, here we are. Beautiful song, beautiful, beautiful song, here and now. And so I'm going to guide you in a meditation. And then I'll follow the meditation with what we call a spiritual mind treatment. And so I invite you, if you would like, to close your eyes. Get comfortable. Get comfortable in your chair, wherever you're sitting. You might want to go ahead and place your feet on the floor. Rest your hands gently on your lap. And I invite you, again, if you would like, to just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Just slowly and deeply allow that breath to circle into your body, reaching every cell with oxygen, that beautiful life force energy. And allow on the out breath to just blow anything that came before this moment, just blow it away. Release it and let it go. Allow yourself to take another nice, slow, deep breath in. Maybe hold it for a moment and feel it expand your lungs along with your belly. And then release slowly this breath. Good. Breathing in, allow the life force energy to just wash over your body into each and every cell. And allow yourself to enter into a calm, relaxed state. Again, let your breath cycle. Now becoming fully aware of your thoughts, Just let them go. Just let them go. Let them go out with each breath you take in and each breath that you release. And in that in-breath, bring in more life energy and take yourself a little deeper. And know that you are sitting in love supreme. Know that you are whole and that you are loved. And without attachment to any thought, and sitting in complete stillness, know that you are completely aware of your divinity. You are whole. You are love. Stay aware of your breath. And allow it to move freely, gently, and sweetly in and out. And allow yourself to go even deeper, deeper into that sacred space with complete awareness and knowing that you are that love which is seeking itself. Good. Staying fully aware and alert within yourself and staying with that breath. Allow yourself to just go a little bit deeper. Good. Sitting in the stillness. Sitting in divinity. Fully aware and present in the here and the now. A place where there is no time. A place that is sacred beyond measure. A place, a place, a place. Fully encompassed in one with the one divine source that sources all. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out, allowing, allowing, allowing yourself to go even deeper. A place where there is no anxiety, a place where there's only peace, a place where there's no condemnation, a place where there's total acceptance of who you are. That's it. Just reside there and be there, fully present. And in this sacred space, I invite you to pray with me, knowing that there is only source, one life, one mind I call God, the great creator of all, the source and supply of love, light, joy, peace, and harmony, the source of life itself. This life is operating in, through, around, and as each beloved is a divine emanation, divine lights of the One. This source is at the center of each and every being. This is the truth. And I know that if this is true for all beings, I know it is also true for me. One mind. And so I speak my word. And there is power in the spoken word. There is power in my word. And in my word, I declare with complete certainty that all needs are met for all beings. Housing, food, transportation, a sense of belonging and well-being. I believe with this spiritual vision, all obstructions and limitations are removed. And I accept all of the beauty and love that is forever there for me and all divine emanations. This is the truth. I see it, I feel it, and I know it to be true. And this knowingness flows gracefully and easily into all of my thoughts and actions, and into this world of physical manifestation, a world of brotherly love and care, a world of peace and harmony, a world of giving and receiving all of the good that the universe wants to express itself through us, around us, and as us. And I stand in faith and courage as I proclaim my heart's desires are filled even before I know what my desires are. For I am filled with the awareness of the One, and I shine my light, and I live in the flow. I live in the flow. I give thanks knowing that this is true. I give thanks for this flow. I give thanks for this divine righteousness. I give thanks for this beauty, this glorious universe, this place that we call Earth. I give thanks for all of the homes and the housing and the transportations. I give thanks that everything is provided for each individual. And it is good, it is very good. I feel so much gratitude. My heart is full. And I stand firmly, and I give thanks that this truth sets me free. I give thanks that this truth sets all beings free. And I allow myself to feel that freedom, to release and let go anything that looks less than free. I am grateful for. And so I sit in this. And knowing I am free, I release my words to the law, right here, right now. And I allow it to simply be. And if you are in agreement with me, please declare with me, and so it is. Amen, amen, amen. You may open your eyes and come back fully present into this room, into the here and now. And we have Reverend June coming up and sharing some of the happenings here at Miracle Centers for Spiritual Living. And she'll also be helping us with the collection, praying over the contributions that are brought in. And of course, remember, please, that we do take checks, we take credit cards. She'll probably go where you can go to, she'll tell you where you can go to help Miracle Center stay functioning and financially viable. And she'll also pray us out. Yeah, go ahead.
Morning again. I'm some of these things we have to do are really interesting, but I want to continue to know that I'm interested in what's going on in the world, so I do them. Well, don't you feel good?
Yes.
Yes. So just peaceful and calm. And thank you, Reverend Theresa. Thank you. So, I have to bring those moments of complete peace up in my patterns of thought when I get rather frazzled. So let's see, what order do we want to do this in? I'll talk a little bit, we have a few minutes. I'll talk a little bit about the future. And one thing that is currently going on and that's taking us into the future is the focus for what we are doing here at church. We have a awareness of COVID, I guess you might call it, committee, who is continuously building on guidelines that we will be using here at the church and are currently using here at the church. And we have a member of the committee, Robert Slusher, is here this morning and has been here in the past. And we have a thermometer and we are taking temperatures as people come into the church. We are looking at social distancing, and you'll notice today when we do our social hall that people will be not coming up all at once, but staying apart as a distance and saying hello. And of course, you at home are already socially distancing, so, but we're happy to say hello and to see each other. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to be sure and mention that class is ending on Wednesday. It has been a wonderful experience. We have had 4 people from California, Reverend Leora's ministry. 3 ladies and herself have joined us in this class. So I call it cross-pollination, which it's just wonderful to meet different people, get different perspectives. That's going to end on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. But Reverend Theresa and I will be working on setting up a schedule for starting in September for classes, and there will be a track that if you are at all interested in being a practitioner, that will occur, that those classes will be flowing along. And we will also be having other classes which are anyone is welcome into all of these classes, but some will be more like workshops and adventures, such as what we did this morning, which I thought was very spiritual and wonderful, just something different, some different things that we will be having and will be occurring. So I'm going to ask the ushers to come forward, and we will have collection here in the sanctuary. And for those of you at home, we've had a wonderful response with the mail-in offerings, and we ask you to continue, and we thank you so much for that. And the address for mail-ins is 2653 South Taylor Road, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, 44118. And we truly do appreciate how that is flowing for us. So, and thank you for those of you in the sanctuary who bless and bring us forth your tithes and offerings. So if you'll excuse me just a second, I will bless the offering. Oh, PayPal. There is a wonderful system that Jerry Lawson, our board president, was wise enough to begin prior to this change in how we do church. And it has really blessed us also. So PayPal, if you're used to that, if you go on that, it gives you directions on how to lovingly support us also. So we'll bless our offerings. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful song. I think I've heard that before. Oh, okay. Does it have vocal to it? Yeah. Okay, I have heard it. Quite lovely. Lovely. Okay. I'm going to now read you our call to action. So if you have the bulletin, you can read along with me. And I've said it before, I love that call to action. And I actually heard someone on the television referencing that. And I said, that's right. That's what we need, a call to action. So we've already got it. So the rest of the world's catching on. The call to action. Today, as I become still and look within, I acknowledge that there is one power and first cause to all things. This power expresses itself in me, through me, and as me, as it does with all life. My freedom springs from the awareness that this is the truth about me, since I am one with God, the absolute source for the universe. The only action I need take is to accept the divinity within me and within each person that I meet. What could be more liberating than that? And as our hearts were centered through Reverend Theresa's words and the words that she spoke, I clearly remember hearing the awareness in, as, and through. In, as, and through. That is how God expresses itself, in, as, and through each and every one of us. So with those words and with that focus, we're going to bring our service to a close and just take a deep breath again. Move into that awareness of silence and peace that she brought forth during the service. And as this portion of the service closes, it opens. As anything closes, there is an opening. And in this benediction of this time that we have had together, the awareness of the oneness in, as, and through us is so prevalent. It is the very being that we are. This service has brought us to the attention of what is the intention within each and every one of us. And that is that we are blessed. We are here by divine appointment. And as we leave this, not necessarily this physical place or the space that you are in, but this spiritual awareness of truth that we are, rededicate your words with the words that have been shared in this service this morning, the meditative sounds of the tinkling of the piano, the resonance of the bell, and the words that have been spoken. We are the call to action, to be peace, to be harmony, to be love, to be joy, to be all aspects of God in this world. And with the closure of this time, let us say together, and so it is. Amen, amen, and amen. So I want again to just give you a couple factual informations about the church functioning. And I did mention classes will be started in September. And I wanted to give you the office hours for the church. We are here physically on Fridays from 2 o'clock, we'll say 2 o'clock until 5:15 or so. You can always call the office at 216-932-3522 and leave a message. And if the message is not picked up immediately on the day you call, be assured that it will be picked up on Friday. So if there is any emergency or anything that you need immediately, my number is in the, well, we no longer have the big bulletin, but I'll give you my number. And my number is 216-938-8998. And I will get back to you as soon as possible, or call one of our practitioners. Most of you have our practitioner list, and Reverend Theresa also can be reached, and her number is in our prayer bulletin that we usually had. So maybe we'll get a way of getting some of those phone numbers out to you in a more simple manner. So we do have our prayer line. If you need immediate prayer line is a different telephone number. It is 216-751-3422. 751-3422. And Fran, our practitioner emeritus, Fran Daniels, has a message on that line, and it is 24/7 that you can ring that line. So it's been a beautiful morning.
Newsletter?
Oh, the newsletter, thank you. The newsletter, we hope to try and do that a lot more regularly than we were doing it. So if you have articles for that, you can call the church line. You can get your information to our email site. Would that be simplest, Susie, for you? That they send any information for the bulletin to the email site?
That would be fine.
Okay, you could give that to Susie. Was there anything else we needed to? Oh, thank you. That's it. If you do not get the newsletter or the information from us, please leave that on the telephone answer service so that we can add you to our overall prayer list, to our mailings, etc. So I think we've hit them all. Okay, if not, same time, same bat station next week. So join us, and we'll sing the peace song, and then we will say so long for today and bless all of you. Thank Reverend Theresa, thank her assistant, the Tibetan bell ringer, and thank you, Gilbert, thank you, Chris, and thank us all. So be blessed.